So I recently came across something really interesting, an open source AI coding tool called DeepSeek TUI. It's a terminal based coding agent, but what makes it different is you can actually see how it thinks. Every reasoning step, every decision, every file change, all visible directly inside your terminal with almost no cost. On the side, you get a live task planner. It shows exactly what the agent is doing, step by step in real time. And when it starts working on your code, you can literally watch the real file operation happening. Patches, diff, all executed live right in front of you. Now there is a bottom panel, and this is where it's really interesting. You can see everything, the model being used, the cost per run, the cache hit, the miss ratio, the execution time, and even the MCP connections. So it's basically a full transparency into your AI coding workflow. And check this out, we tested this entire demo using Open Router's free credits. No credit card, no subscription. And even when we go beyond free tiers, the full code based review costs you just few cents. And the tool actually show you all of this live at the bottom. What model you're using, how much you have spent, how efficiently it is caching. Total transparency, no surprise bills. Now this isn't just a first terminal AI agent we have covered on this channel. We already look at the tools like Claude Code, Pi and Open Code. But DeepSeek TUI adds a different angle to this space, and it's quickly started trending on GitHub within days of releases. So in this video, we are going to break everything down. How it works, what it can actually do, how to set it up with the providers like OpenRouter, and how well it perform on the real coding tasks and tool calling. And the best part, we'll also connect with the local model. So you can run everything using the open weight LLMs right on your machine. So by end of this video, you will know exactly whether this deserve a place in your workflow. Alright, before we set anything, let me walk you through what this tool actually is because once you understand how it's built, a lot of features start making sense. So first TUI, Terminal User Interface. Everything runs right here in the terminal. No browser, no IDE plugins eating your RAM, just your terminal. And honestly, the architecture is first caught my attention. So if you look at this diagram, you type something in the TUI, which is built on Rust library, and your input hits the async engine. The engine talk to the DeepSeek API over the streaming SSA. That's how you get the live reasoning flowing right into your terminal as the model think. When the model decides it need to edit the file or run the command, it goes through the tool registry, hit the approval dialog and execute inside the sandbox. Nothing escapes your workspace. That's a part really important when you're letting AI to touch your actual files. Now here is something I didn't expect. DeepSeek TUI is actually two binaries working together. The DeepSeek binary is a dispatcher. It handles auth, model selection, config and session management. Then it forwards everything to DeepSeek TUI. That's a runtime. Nesting engine, terminal interface, tool execution loop. All lives there. Once I understand this, a lot of configuration issues I ran into earlier start making sense. Now the interactive modes, this is where it starts feeling like a proper coding engine. You got a plan mode, completely read only. It explores your entire code base, read every file, but it cannot change single thing. Super useful for the first pass on unfamiliar project. Then the agent mode, this is a default. It proposes changes, show you exactly what it want to do, and you approve each one. Then there is a YOLO mode. The name tells you everything. It auto approves everything. The model just goes only used in the trusted workspace on a low risk branches. And you can also cycle through the reasoning effort tiers using the shift plus tab, off, high and max. So on a simple task you can keep it light and cheap. On something complex you can push to max and watch a full chain of thoughts streaming out. This level of control is something I really appreciate. It also supports a million context window with the prefix caching. And we saw earlier how that cache hit percentage climbs as your session grows. You can save sessions, resume them later, even fork at any point to explore a different directions. Great. Now here is a part that matters for today. It is not locked to one provider. Natively it is built for DeepSeek, but it also supports NVIDIA NIM, OpenRouter, Fireworks, and self-hosted options like Olama and VLLM. It even connects to MCP server for extended tooling. So today I'm going to show you how to set this up with OpenRouter for the cloud side. We'll also explore the local models through LM Studio. So let's get into it. Alright, let's set this up. In my project folder, starting fresh. Create new folder, let's cd into it. First install DeepSeek TUI, one command, npm install globally. It downloads two pre-built REST binaries through npm. First DeepSeek, then the TUI binary. Both are present on the same version here. Perfect. Now let's run the initial setup. This folds the project folder under our home directory. A .deepseek folder with the configuration files, skill directory, workspace settings, all done automatically. Great. Now before we launch anything, we need to configure our provider. So let's open the configuration file directly in the VS Code. So here are our configuration. So let me walk you through what we are setting. Provider is set to OpenAI. That might be confusing, but OpenRouter use OpenAI compatible API format. So we are telling DeepSeek TUI to talk to OpenAI protocol, but point at OpenRouter's endpoint. Base URL, that is OpenAI endpoint. That's where our request go. API key, you get this from the OpenRouter. Sign up, no credit card needed. Go to the keys, create one, paste it here. Model DeepSeek V4 Flash free. Notice that colon free at the end. That's OpenRouter free tier. Zero cost. This is what we are using for the entire demo. Down here, features. Shell tool, web search, subagents, apply patches, MCP. All set to true. This enables the full tool suite. Without this, agent can only chat. It can't actually do anything on your system. So let's save the file. That's our cloud setup. Now before we launch, let's run the doctor. This is basically health check. It validates your configuration, check the connectivity to the provider, make sure everything wired up correctly. If something is wrong like missing key, bad URL, broken configuration, doctor will catch right here before you spend time debugging inside the TUI. So everything look great here. So just run DeepSeek to launch the TUI terminal. And the first thing is trust workspace. So we are in the project folder, just hit Y to continue. So we are inside the DeepSeek TUI. So let me quickly walk you through what we are looking at here. The top left, you can see the workspace name, the model we are connected, which is DeepSeek V4 Flash. Notice it says agent mode. So every changes it want to make it, it is going to ask you first before doing anything. Over the right side, you got the plan panel. This tracks what the agent is working towards, like goals, steps, those kind of things. Right now it is empty because we haven't actually done anything yet. At the bottom, you got the status bar showing the mode and the model. Then there is a composer at the bottom. That's where you type your prompt. You can write a task directly or use slash commands. So let me send the first prompt. Just a quick connectivity check. Hello, what model you are and confirm you are connected. Now watch what happens. You can see the thinking block appears right there. It took about 1.5 seconds to reason through the answer. That's a live reasoning stream I was talking about earlier. You can literally watching the model think before it gives you a response. And there it is. DeepSeek confirms it is running inside DeepSeek TUI version. Connectivity confirmed and we are live. And look at the bottom. Things have changed. You can see the cost for the first prompt. You can see the cost for the first prompt. 1600 of cents. Basically nothing. Cache is at 0% right now, which makes sense. That's the first prompt, so there is nothing to cache yet. But as we keep working, that is the number is going to climb and you will see the efficiency kick in. The task panel on the right side also show up with our first completed turn. Alright, let's actually put this to a work on a real project. So I'm going to clone Express.js repository, which if you don't know, one of the most popular Node.js framework out there. And just point DeepSeek TUI directly to it and see what it can do. So we clone it to a folder called review-target and cd into it and launch DeepSeek from inside that directory. Press the workspace again and now we are inside. Now we can see the workspace now at the top has changed to review-target. So it knows exactly where we are. Now before we let the agent actually touch anything, I want to start plan mode first. So I'm going to type slash and look at this. You get autocomplete with all the available commands. Plan, profile, provider, stash. Everything is accessible right from the composer. So I will select slash plan and notice what happened. Top left now says plan instead of agent. And at the bottom plan mode, and remember what I said earlier, plan mode is completely read only. It can explore the entire code base, read files, but it cannot modify anything. So this is where exactly where you want to start when you are looking at unfamiliar project. So it actually tells us right here, plan mode is enabled, describe your goals, and I will create a plan before execution. So let's ask something. Give me a complete overview of this code base. What does it do? How it is structured? What are the main components? Hit enter and just watch the status bar saying working. The task panels on the right side showing the progress and you can see it start exploring the repo, reading the file, analyzing the structure and building an understanding for the entire project. This part is really impressed me. It is not just reading the file, it's actually navigating the whole code base, understanding how different pieces connect to each other, building a full structured overview and all this happening on the planning mode. So completely safe, nothing gets changed. And there it is, the full structured breakdown for the entire code base. One prompt in the plan mode, and it navigated the whole repository and gave us everything without touching a single file. Cost 1 cent. Cache is already climbing to 19%. Task panel shows completed, and we are still in the plan mode, completely safe. Now before we go further, let me quickly show you what this tool look like from the provider side. This is open router activity page, and you can see the total spent so far, about 2 cents on the DeepSeek before Flash, 6 requests and 120,000 tokens processed, all free credits. And here is the thing, this number match exactly what DeepSeek TUI has showing at the bottom of the terminal. The cost, the token count, the number of requests. It all lines up. So what TUI is reporting to you is accurate and you can verify it at both sides. And if you go to the log section, every API calls right here. You can see the date, the model, input tokens, output tokens, exact cost per call, speed in the tokens per seconds, and how each call is finished. And you got a complete observability, not inside the TU, but also from the provider side. I think that's pretty cool. Now let's switch to agent mode and actually make some changes. So I'm going to type slash and select agent. Right there at the bottom, you can see it switched to agent mode. Now let's give it a simple task. Add one-liner comment to the top of the Node.js describing what this file does. Now this is the part I really want to show. The approval dialog pops up. This directive at the top, then the tool name, in this case shell command. And it tells exactly what it is about to do and execute the command in your workspace directory. It even show you the exact command. Then you get 4 options right there. Press 1 yes to approve them. And here is the thing, it's get really interesting. The agent actually hit an error. It used a wrong field name in the first attempt. But watch the thinking stream. It catches its own mistake. It says tool expect a search and replace a field. No old string and new string. Let me fix that. So it self-correct and reread the files, tries a different approach, and even run the shell command to verify the file content. And each steps come with another approval dialog, so you can see the full decision making process and errors and all. And then we hit a free credit claim. Open router comes back with 402 payment required error. This is a free tier boundary, but here is the thing, the patch still went through. You can see the diff right there on the screen. One file, one hung, changes applied. And if you look at the bottom bar, 6 cents total for the entire session. Cache hit rate claim to 16%, 5 minutes of work, and error recovery, self-correction, the approval flow. That was all real, nothing scripted. This is just how the tool works. Alright, let me quickly show you how to connect this with the local model. So everything runs entirely on your machine, no API calls, no cloud, completely offline. I'm using LM Studio for this one. It's free. It runs localhost on the port 1234 with OpenAI compatible API. So I got Gemma 4 loaded here, about 6 gig running locally. Now one really important thing before we launch, I want to make sure that you don't miss this one. The default context length in LM Studio is 4096 token. That is not enough. When DeepSeek TUI runs on the agent mode, it sends around 16,000 tokens just for the system prompt and the context. I have set to 20,000. You can see right here on the LM Studio under the context. You can go higher if the RAM allows it. Gemma 4 supports up to 130k tokens, but 20,000 is a good starting point for the basic usage. To connect to DeepSeek TUI, just set this 3 environment variable in your terminal. API key, just LM Studio. This is just a placeholder, doesn't matter. Base URL localhost port 1234 and the model name. Launch DeepSeek now, and we are in. The same interface, same TUI. Now it is talking to the model running on the same machine. And notice at the bottom, the cache shows unavailable. This is totally expected because prefix caching is a DeepSeek API features and local model doesn't support it. Now I will be honest, it's slower, about 33 seconds of thinking versus 1.5 seconds on the cloud. That's a trade-off you are making, full privacy and zero cost versus speed. But it works. If you look at the LM Studio, you can actually see the developer log processing every single request in real time. Now I want to test this local setup in more detail. Tool calling, agent mode, and running a full code-based review on a local model. So if that's interest too, let me know in the comments. I will do a dedicated deep dive on that. Great. Before we wrap up, let me quickly show you few slash commands that I think it's worth knowing about. Slash model. This let you switch the models on fly without restarting anything. Now in our setup, we are using Open Router free tier. We logged into free for Flash. But if you are on the DeepSeek API directly or a paid Open Router plan, you can unlock the auto mode. That's actually really interesting. What it does is to make a small routing calls before you run, it figure out which model and which thinking level your prompt actually needs. For a simple questions, it stays on the flash with the thinking off. For the complex debugging task, it switches to Pro Max thinking. All automatic. Definitely something to keep in mind when you move beyond the free tier. Slash config. This opens the settings right inside the TUI, so you can toggle the features on and off, thinking mode, web search, shell access, MCP connection, all without leaving the terminal. Slash theme. There are a few built-in themes like Tokyo Nights, Dracula, plus dark and light themes. You can go whichever prefers. Great. Now there are a lot more I haven't covered. Slash cache to check the prefix cache. Slash skill for the composable instruction pack. But these things I just showed you probably the one you can use on a daily basis. So does the DeepSeek TUI actually deserve a place in your workflow? So here is how I would think. We have already covered Cloud Code on this channel. That's a powerful tool. It works with the cloud as well as the local models, and it is free to use. And we have covered Pi and OpenCode, all solid agents. But DeepSeek TUI sits in a different spot from all of them. It's fully open source. It built specifically around DeepSeek V4 strength, a million context, a really cheap flash tier, and honestly, the transparency is just unmatched. You see every reasoning step, every tool call, every cost breakdown, every cache hit rate. Nothing is hidden from you. But the Claude code is more of a model flexible, DeepSeek TUI is more of model optimized. It built around one ecosystem and it goes really deep into it. And this project is moving fast. If you look at the roadmap, a VS Code extension is already underway and they are building memory store with a graph structured recall so the agent can remember things across the sessions, and a deeper Chinese market support with a local level UI. And this project has shipped 8 releases just in few weeks, so it's definitely not slowing down. So if you want the terminal AI agent where you can see everything, control everything, and pay almost nothing, I think DeepSeek TUI is definitely worth trying. This setup takes about 5 minutes. The free tier costs you literally nothing, and you can always point it to the local model if you want a complete privacy. I'll drop the links to everything in the description: GitHub repo, Open Router, LM Studio, and the DeepSeek TUI documentation site. Great. If you found this useful, please leave the like and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I want to know how you're actually using this for your workflow. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.